Cowboy Bob here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about stopping. This is Dakota, and she has a tendency to stop on her front legs, leaning forward when she stops, which makes her hop. She doesn't stop crisply as a result of that, and what we want to do is talk about helping her shift her weight to her hindquarters and lean back when she stops. That'll help her out a lot with a little crisp stop and improving that. So when I hear people talking about stopping, in fact, I'm working with a client this weekend about this very thing. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll say, they'll want to get a little bit stronger bit and use that to get the message to their horse to stop. And I really don't think that's necessary. I think that if you work on some of these drills, you'll see some improvement in your stop and you won't have to change your hardware. To me, it doesn't really matter whether, what you're using on your for your bridle, whether you're using a snaffle bit or grazing bit, a wonder bit, western bit, hackamore, or in this case, Dakota is in a bitless bridle with side pull rings. And this bridle tends to have lateral leverage, but not very much forward to back leverage. So even with this bridle with no bit, I think we can work on her stop and improving her stop. And she's not a great stopper, but that's not her fault. I think if we do these drills, if you work on this, you're gonna have some success in making some improvement. So let me get up here. Oh, good girl. You're a good girl. So the very first thing is, to me, it's a bit of a process, improving the stop. So the very first thing is I want her soft. I want her flexion soft, so that she'll be listening to me well and respond well when I ask her to stop. So the very first thing is I'm going to check her lateral flexion and just ask her to flex over to me, and that's pretty good. Not too bad. How about the other way? Not too bad. Let's go again. I'm not pulling very hard. I'm going to see if you can come around a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. That's pretty good. Okay. Then the next thing, and this is the big part, I want to work on her horizontal flexion, her flexing at the pull, bending at the pull. And that's where people, tend to want the stronger bit to help them get the message. And so she doesn't have a bit in her mouth, but we're just going to ask her to bend at the pole, get that head down, and all I'm doing is I'm just going to hold my hands and just let her find it. And she can, see she's searching. That's good right there, good. So there's no pressure on her at all. She's releasing the pressure. I'm not pulling back or anything. I just set my hands down and just let her find it. Good girl, good girl. So with her being working on being soft like that, what that helps her do is if she bends at the pole, flexes at the pole, and gets soft, she can shift her weight to her hindquarters better. If she's bracing against the bit or the bridle forward, then that tends to make her weight go forward. And so that's what happens. They start bracing against the bit or the bridle, and then they tend to lean forward. So I love it when she bobs her head a little bit like that at first, because it means she's searching. I'm not moving my hands at all. I'm not pulling at all. She's searching for the answer. And if she finds the answer by herself, that tends to help her remember it. Beautiful. That tends to help her remember it a lot better than if I just force her into the answer by pulling back real hard, and then she braces against that, and she tends to not be thinking about the answer. She tends to be thinking about getting away from me, so she doesn't remember. So the next thing I want to work on in order to prepare for backing up, we've got her a little bit softer, and we want to shift her weight back during the stop. So what's going to help her do that is to ask her to flex and then back up. And by backing up with that flexation, she's going to have to shift her weight to her hind quarter to do that. All the backup comes from her hind quarter. So she's just going to have to lean back. So I'm going to ask her to back up now. Good girl. Back up. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, good. Perfect. Good. Good girl. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to put this all together. And we're just going to walk off. Start with a walk. And let's go on out. Good girl, baby. And we'll put all of this together and see if we can't improve our stop. There's no corral out here, there's no round pen, so I set up a cone round corral, and that's what we're using, our cone round corral today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put all this together just at a walk, and what I want to do is ask her to flex, lean back, stop, and back up, and try to do that all in one motion, right? So just keep my hands pretty steady and my weight back, and just keep asking her to stop and then back up without letting her go. So let's give this a try and see how we do. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, stop. And put my hands down. I want you to back up. I want you to get your head right. Good girl. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Come on. Keep going. Good girl. Okay, now I'm going to let her go. Not beautiful, but she did it. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Let her stretch out a second and get relaxed. Okay, here we go again. 1, 2, 3, stop. And back up, head down, back up. Good girl, good girl. Look how much better that is. Now I'm going to ask her to go forward and hold that position. I'm holding my hands. Go forward, go forward, go forward. Good girl, good girl. Good girl. Okay, so she took a few steps and more or less held that position. And so I turned her free. Now we're out of our circle. I'm not going to worry about that too much. That's a different lesson, different drill. Okay, let's try it one more time. I'm going to get around this cone here. And 1, 2, 3, stop, and back up, back up. Oh, better, oh, better, better, better. Oh, good girl, good girl. Now I'm going to hold her and go forward, keep your head down, keep flexed. Come on. She doesn't want to, she doesn't quite understand. Good girl, good girl. I'm going to hold her for a couple steps and let her go. That's awesome. So I think she's starting to get better. What's going to happen over time is as I work on this process to stop her, flex her, and back her up, it's going to help with her muscle memory, and she's going to start anticipating that that's what I'm asking. And so what will happen over time is she'll get crisper and crisper because she's anticipating me asking her to take a few steps back. Okay, let's try this right, and I'm going to try. Oh, she's distracted by him. That's good. That's good. I like it when there's a little bit of a challenge or a problem that comes up. And we have to deal with that. One of the fun parts about this is problem solving to me. All right, let's do this again, and I'm going to try to do a better job for you. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, stop. And I'm going to stick with it this time. We're going to back up, back up. Come on, back up. Oh, good girl, good girl, good girl. And keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit on me. Good girl, good girl. And now I want you to go forward. Come on. Good girl. Just holding my hands. Let her find it. Let her take a few steps, and I'm going to cut her loose. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to pick up a pace just a little bit and try it at the pace, at a trotting pace. And what will probably happen is she'll be a little more bouncy, right? Because she's got forward momentum. But that's okay. That's what we're here to work on. Let's go past our big golden boy. He's off today. He's on injured reserve. He's got a little boo-boo. So he's off. Now let's ask her to get some pace. And we're just going to come around our cone corral, and we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, stop. And back up, back up, back up. Good girl. And go forward, go forward, go forward. Good girl. That was a little better. That was a little bit better. Good girl. Good girl. Can we do that again? One more time. We're going to do it once more. Let's get past the boy. We're going to put just a little bit of gait in her. Just a little bit of gait. And come around our cone. And 1, 2, 3, stop. And back up, back up, back up. Look at that. What a good girl. And forward, forward, forward. Let her walk a few steps and then turn her loose. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up for now in terms of the video, but we would stay at this for, as I said, like half hour, 45 minutes. And what I would typically do when we're really trying to improve is I wouldn't go to a trot that quickly. I would just keep working the walk, and I might just only do the walk. I would probably only do the walk today and make that as crisp and good as I can. And then if we're still working on getting her soft, if she's not really doing that very well, you know, we would just work on that. We'll just stand here and just work on being soft and progress up. And as I always say, it takes as long as it takes, right? We try to move forward. We set a baseline and try to move forward. And then go to the next step. Good girl. So I hope that helps you out. I think if you do this, you're going to have a better stopping horse and a funner ride. So, Cowboy Bob signing off. Stay tuned.